Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the CollectorCarCanada.CA car reviews podcast. Today we're looking at a 2016 Ford Mustang EcoBoost Premium Convertible. Low miles on this one. As I look at the odometer right now, 11,462.8 kilometers. So under 12,000 kilometers since new. So I'm going to start it up. We'll take a look under the hood. We'll also put the top down to demonstrate that for you. And away we go. So a push button start on this Ford. Starts right up. And as I say, let's enjoy the sunny day and we'll open up the top. No problems at all with it going down nice and quiet. There are a couple of covers on the rear of the roof on the sides that cover up the hardware. Those are in the trunk and included with the car. This car has been so lightly used that the covers have never been out of the original Ford bag. So as I say, those are in the trunk. So I'll pop the hood and let's take a look under there. All right, so super clean under this hood. Often we'll get sellers who are keen enough about their car and wanting to present it well, which we always support, of course, and they'll have the engine shampooed. This car, it has not been shampooed. This is the way the engine has looked since new, with a little bit of road grime and dust here and there. So often when sellers ask me about a car, I like to tell them the worst flaw about the car to give them a sense of what they might be in for. The only real flaw I can find with this car is that it does not include rear floor mats. The front floor mats are a Ford item specific to the Mustang. They snap into place. I might show you those in the video, but yeah, no rear floor mats with this car. So let's take a little walk around it. As you see, the car's got 5 double spoke wheels. They're the OEM item. You can see the Mustang logo in the center of those. They're skinned in Pirelli P0 tires. These are a 20-inch wheel, so maybe a little more than you might have expected from the EcoBoost 2.3 liter 4-cylinder with a turbocharger. But yeah, 20-inch wheel, and they're the same size all around. So a square setup at 265/35/20. We'll have a little listen at the exhaust on one side, and let's take a look, listen at it over here. So as you might expect, stock exhaust, nice and quiet. While I'm thinking of it, there's a fun feature on this generation of Mustang. You can see the sequential tail lights. So you get those on the indicators on the rear. Just for fun, we'll take a look at the right side as well. There we go. So getting back to the heart of the matter here under the hood, this engine, as I say, is a 2.3 liter EcoBoost turbo 4-cylinder engine. So at the time this car was produced, the Mustang was offered in 4-cylinder format like this one, with a V6 and of course a V8 in the Mustang GTs and better. As you'd expect, the V8s are the most powerful engines, but somewhat surprisingly, this 4-cylinder turbo is more powerful than the V6 for the year. And the horsepower rating on this car when it was new was 310 horsepower. So certainly no slouch, and a long way from the Fox body 4-cylinders, which were the same displacement at 2.3 liters, mind you, no turbo, and they checked in at 90 horsepower. So they have a place in the market, of course, but this EcoBoost certainly a surge in power relative to those previous generations. So the car is finished in its original race red on a black leather interior. Even the interior is unmarked, really. I can't find any marks on it. Usually, if you're going to see wear on the seats, You're going to find it on the driver's seat because, of course, the car's never operated without a driver. But even this driver's seat looks spick and span, brand spanking new. Okay, so just going through some more features on the exterior of the car. As you can see, there are fog lights fitted to this car to supplement the HID headlights. A nice traditional Mustang emblem on the grille up here. Again, the car finished in race red. And this splitter up front looks pretty aggressive for the 4-cylinder version. 4-cylinder really does undersell it though with that turbocharger. Again, we're looking at 310 horsepower factory rating and greater than 300 pound-feet of torque. The torque, actually, the max torque is 320, and that is achieved at quite a range of RPM. Between 2,500 and 4,500 RPM, you get to enjoy those 320 pound-feet of torque. So heated mirrors here, you can see that each side's got a double mirror to give the wide angle view. There's one over here on the driver's side as well. And as I was saying, the 5 double spoke 20-inch OEM wheels. We've got dual exhaust out here. You can see a matching Mustang emblem on the rear. Exactly the same look as the front, of course. The single reverse light and in the center, and of course the sequential tail lights, complemented of course by the center high mount stoplight, the third brake light in the center. And there's a fixed antenna, so nothing to worry about in terms of an antenna either in your glass or a power antenna. Fixed antenna, which suits that sync system, infotainment system quite well. And we've got a fuel door that latches in and out. No cap, of course. By 2016 here, Ford had moved to the no cap look. Nice and clean inside even there. And yeah, so as we look around, kind of a neat Ford emblem here on the glass. And there's an emblem here for the sound screen glass, a Ford feature to keep out the unwanted road sounds. And matching that front splitter up here we saw, you can see there's a nice matching skirt which juts out, giving the car a bit of an aggressive look. And it even matches all the way around the rear of the car as well. In case I don't get to it when we're on the inside, the car does have a reverse camera, and we can see the lens for the camera right here. Continuing with the interior features of the car, it's got a sync infotainment system with a nice screen here. It's about a 7-inch screen. A big round tachometer, which ranges up to 8,000 RPM, 6,500 RPM red line. At the base of that is a water temperature gauge. And then on the other side here, another big round speedometer and gauge, in this case a speedometer, up to 260 with a fuel gauge at the base of it. Nice big 3-spoke steering wheel here, multifunction. You can see it's got sort of the joystick for the in-display between the two big gauges, the tach and the speedo, as well as cruise control buttons here to get that going, and then some buttons also to control phone for Bluetooth. 3 big vents in the center here and a vent on each side. We've got a Mustang emblem here. I'll give you a walk through of those from the driver's seat, as well as controls for HVAC, infotainment. Home look on the switches, which is a nice tribute to the way Mustangs were in the 60s. Automatic shifter, 6-speed automatic transmission here. I left out the shaker logo, which is an indication of with the sound system in the car. There's a USB and a 12-volt charger here, as well as inside. So here's a good look at that interior I was describing. I didn't mention that the paddle shifters are in place on the steering wheel to support that 6-speed automatic transmission. Glove box is here, front floor mats, power seats as well. And then the rear seats, 2 belts only in the rear. You can see that's a speaker. So 2 big speakers in the rear as well. there's a little bit of a look at the top. So here's a look at the underside from the rear. As you see, geez, this car looks like it hasn't rolled at all. It has rolled a little under 12,000 kilometers, but it really does present as new. So this has been a look at our 2016 Ford Mustang Premium Convertible with 2.3 liter turbo EcoBoost engine, good for 310 horsepower and 320 pounds-feet of torque. This car, it might be an opportunity car for the person who's looking for an almost new Mustang without the new car price, being that it's under 12,000 kilometers on this 2016, under 12,000 kilometers. Take a look at this video, take a look at the photos on our listing and the other videos. You're going to agree that there isn't a mark on this car. The only flaw I can find is that it does not have rear floor mats. So please dial it up, CollectorCarCanada.CA. It's lot number 190, CollectorCarCanada.CA, lot 190. Take a look when you have a chance. This car is going to make someone happy. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.